You know it's not gonna be all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. So let's get to it.
There's something undoubtedly childlike about the season of Christmas. Kids singing in pageants, families gathering around the tree opening presents, friends caroling and merrymaking.
Did you guys see that Ferris wheel? Why was it going so fast?
Friends caroling and merrymaking.
That's the fastest Ferris wheel I have seen in my life.
Families gathering around the tree opening presents, friends caroling and merrymaking. There's a sense of peace and generosity during the season that is impossible to deny. Many people love the tradition.
You know, I think. Ooh, look at these lights, man. I need to be better with like setting up some lights. This looks good. They just took like a big bulk of strings and drug them down, let them hang. Also, I like the multiple Christmas trees. Don't know what this is about.
Traditions, things like candlelight carols and setting up the Christmas tree because they're inspiring and comforting. At least, that's one way we could look at these traditions. Another way would be to call them pacifying. As much as I love the way that many of us celebrate Christmas, I have to wonder sometimes if, in our attempt to make the story of Jesus
Yo, I like his fit. Very like monk like, I guess you could say. Yo, I need some drip like Assassin's Creed stuff like this. You know what I mean?
birth more accessible to children, in becoming attached to the feeling of comfort and peace we have in the season, we haven't taken a very serious, very uncomfortable story and neutered it. Let's put the cute aside for a second and look at the story
Dude's trying to neuter Jesus.
for what it is. We start with the fact that God was born to an unwed girl who, because of an oppressive empire occupying her people, had to travel 90 miles for a census, not for the benefit of her.
The Roman Empire. He claimed the Roman Empire is oppressive. Just saying. Just saying.
Her care or representation in government, but so that her people could be controlled. Imagine
Who are. No. Who is her people? Please, let us know.
going through life without any legal protections, constantly afraid that the state will use violence against you with complete impunity. Eventually, the woman and her betrothed reach a town where she's to give birth, only to find that they are not welcome in anyone's home, and so she must give birth in a less than ideal condition, placing her newborn child in.
Who's this supposed to be? Yo, this guy looks like what's his name? Zach from GameStop. Have you seen that video where they go in and they're like, "Yeah, I would like to return this game." They put his picture on it. That's him. That's the guy from the GameStop in that video.
In the place where animals feed. Imagine being so poor that you can't even provide a safe place for your child to sleep. This is, of course, God incarnate, so you'd expect droves of religious leaders, dignitaries, and powerful people to be awaiting his birth. But no, what we see are magi, foreign astrologers that share neither the religion nor the ethnic heritage
I like the King's drip, but honestly, Mary's got it down.
of a people that place a lot of emphasis on both, and shepherds, wandering outcasts that also would not have been welcome into anyone's home that night. Imagine inviting either class of people to your Christmas party, let alone the birth of your firstborn. Thankfully, the Magi don't come empty-handed, but famously bring gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gold is an obvious gift for a king that we can all understand and covet, but what about the other two? Well, frankincense, a type of incense, represents that this child is the priest of all priests, come to offer sacrifice and collect all people around himself as the true place of worship, and myrrh, an anointing oil for burials, represents that this child is destined to die for his people. Imagine being the mother of this child, receiving these prophetic gifts. But don't get comfortable with these misfits and ominous predictions while your child.
Yo, that is crazy. Like, just people coming up and it's like, you know, here it is. This is what's going to happen. You know, I never understood. There's no, like, from when Jesus is, like, born to, like, when he's 30 or whatever. You know what I mean? What does he do? He just work with his dad, cutting wood.
Child lays in a manger because danger is just around the corner. You see, a jealous king has heard about this newborn child, and he wants nothing to do with competition. What does he do? He orders the genocide of every male under the age of 2 in the region. Imagine the violence in every city, the blood.
Yo, I knew they did this in Egypt for Moses or whatever, like against the Jews. But yeah, they did that with Jesus too. So like another genocide against the Jews. That's like 3 that I know of.
Blood on every street, the devastation in every home. Obviously wanting no part of that, the couple and the child flee their home country for safety in another. They arrive in Egypt poor, desperate, unable to speak the dominant language, and with little to offer their new society. For a few years, they scrape by as refugees, people who have no place to call their home. Imagine showing up to a foreign country with a newborn baby and nothing but what you can carry. Taken together.
So that's what he was doing from 1 to 30. He was just trying to survive. It's crazy. That's actually insane. That, like, a jealous king or emperor, was it a king or emperor? I don't know. Just took out a whole, like, age of people.
The story of Christmas is not warm and fuzzy. It's the story of an unwed pregnant woman living in poverty in an occupied nation, communing with outcasts, worshiping with people of other religions, witnessing genocide, and fleeing as a refugee. It is not comfortable. It is not hopeful. And it is most certainly not an appropriate story for children. So why do we try to make it one? Understand what I'm asking.
It's a good question. I mean, it's crazy, like, all the stuff that happened. You know, and people are acting like today's the worst time ever to, like, live. And then, you know, in an empire, you had, like, a empire that would, like, just kill a whole, like, 2-year-olds and under just because, you know, they were jealous.